talk about today, but what I really would like to do at all costs, since I only have an hour, is to do as much Q&A as possible. So I think that there's mics, definitely one there. Is it the only one? Which is fine. Or is there one in the aisle as well? Oh, there's one over there. It's a big ass room. What I'd like to do is as much Q&A as possible. I don't know about you guys, but what I find extremely fascinating about South by and any kind of social media, social conference is that, you know, everybody comes on stage, whips out their PowerPoint presentations, talks about how it's all about the community, all about the user, all about being social, speak for an hour, pack up, answer no questions, and fucking leave the stage. I find that ridiculous. And so I think at these conferences it's interesting because people can share their thoughts, but 80% of it is people telling everybody how cool they are or what they've done and not interacting at all. And so what I'd like to do at all costs is interact today as much as possible. So if you guys want to start lining up for the Q&A part now, that's great. I also am going to give everybody who asks me a question a free bottle of wine tonight. I'll tell you where. So keep that in mind. I'll be looking really close at your face to make sure you don't lie when I see you. So, there's a lot of things I'm fascinated by. How many people in here, and what I really hope that we do today is be very honest with each other. So, you know, we all traveled very far, so please don't bullshit me. I don't want to see this. I need straight hands in the air. How many people in this room said the following thing? I will never get a Facebook account. Raise your hand. Hi. Okay? Keep it up, lazy asses. I want everybody to grasp it. Look around. Front row, look around. Okay? Keep it high. Thank you. Of those people, thanks for the honesty. I know there's a couple liars in there. You should be ashamed of yourself. How many people, of those people, you can put your hands out, of those people that just raised their hands, how many of you do have a Facebook account right now? Raise your hand. It's a pretty young crowd, but I'm going to try it on this crowd. How many people, Joe Stump, happy birthday, baby. How many people, this is a doozy, a little young, but I'm going to try it anyway. How many people in this room said this, granddaddy? I will never get a cell phone because why would I want anybody to get a hold of me anytime they want? Raise your hand. Hi. Hi. All right, I want everybody to look around. Hi, thank you for being honest. I look at you. Okay. Of those people, how many people in this room do not have a cell phone? Raise your hand. Do not. Wow. Well, I'm somebody, right? I saw a hand. Please stand. Please stand. I need her. I need her. I need you. Faster. I only have an hour. No. How are you? What's your name? E.T., how are you? Nice to meet you. Can I sell you on eBay? You're so rare. You're so rare. You got at least $1 million. You're halfway home to the chest. All right, thank you. Thanks for coming. Go Cowboys! Here's what I'm obsessed with, and you can see by the hands. I'm obsessed with when we draw lines in the sand as people. When we draw a line in the sand and say we're not going to do things. When we say things like, well, why the heck am I going to check in everywhere I go? Well, because when you check in the bar and they give you a free fucking beer, you're going to check in. That's why. I think we're very quick at making assumptions of things we're not going to do. We love drawing those lines in the sand. And I'm obsessed with recognizing the ones that we are going to do, because that's where the opportunity lies. And that's what I'm always looking for. You know, since I was here last year, a lot of different things have happened with me, and then we'll get into Q&A. First and foremost, and dramatically most important, I had a baby girl named Misha 9 months ago. That was interesting. I asked a woman if I could sell her on eBay, and the place exploded, but I talked about having a baby, and I got a solid response. I had a baby 9 months ago. I wrote a book called Crush It and did fairly well, which is really cool. So thank you to somebody. I appreciate that. Yeah, it wasn't that good, I get it. But most interestingly, I think, as many of you might know, I grew up in a family business in my dad's liquor store, wine library. I've started a new business since last year with my brother AJ, who I love very much, called Vaynerchuk. We're doing social media strategy for a lot of Fortune 500 companies like the National Hockey League and Campbell's. We just signed Forbes. Got some work to do. We got the Nets, the New Jersey Nets, the worst basketball team of all time. That's some fucking work. The Nets meetings are amazing. We were dead last, we followed on Twitter, and we passed like 9 teams, and they're like, how are we doing this? And it's very simple. I'll tell you how they're doing it, and how I think all of us are going to do it. How many people in here are designers? Raise your hand. Nice. How about developers? Biz dev peeps. Co-founders. Wine lovers. Nice. Who just likes a lot of alcohol? Doesn't matter what it is. Here's what I know, and I know it cold, and I believe it completely. No matter what you guys think you are right now, and no matter what you think you do for a living, every person in this room is going to be in a couple of industries, but one for sure, and it's coming fast, and it's coming soon, and that's called customer service. Every person in this room, no matter what you do, you're going to be in the customer service business. And that's what I'm obsessed with. I'm totally obsessed with where this whole thing is going. Because what I know now is this. 2 years ago when I was here at South by and had 3,000 people follow me on Twitter, people were shitting their pants. They're like, it's unbelievable, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Now, lots of people have lots of communities. Whether it's 100, 1 million, it really doesn't matter the number. People listen to you. And that is insane. And first of all, please recognize how special that is. The fact that anybody cares about what you have to say is a huge deal. I promise you, when I walked in earlier, I'm like, that's a big room, I hope it fills. But more importantly, I said to myself, if one person shows up, I'm gonna be pumped, because that's one more person than zero. And people need to start taking that mentality. And what I know is this, because everybody has an audience now, the game is changing dramatically. Because the fact of the matter is this, everybody has a voice. My brother and mom went to a Mexican restaurant in New York a couple weeks ago, and they called ahead of time, and AJ said, hey, can I get a table in 5 minutes if I'm there in 5 minutes? And they said, sure, get there in 5 minutes. They got there in 3 minutes. And they got there, and she's like, oh, it's gonna take another 40 minutes. And AJ's like, what the hell? So he whipped out his cell phone to text me he was gonna be late, and the hostess crapped her pants, told him to stop, ran back, and next thing he knew, they were seated. Why? I'll tell you why. Because of things like Yelp and things like Twitter. They didn't want anybody to say anything negative about their brand. So, little fun fact. If you leave with anything in Austin, you don't get good service, whip out your phone with purpose. Oh, it took me 10 minutes?